As we start going through Blender and building new and different things and making animations and custom shapes and everything, we don't want to just end up closing the program out and then losing all of that. So we're going to make sure that we know how to save a file in Blender. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to press the S key to make this a little bit bigger so we know it's different than the original startup file. And what we're going to do is practice saving. So I'm going to go over here to File, and I'm going to come down here to Save As. Now I got to make sure where I'm putting my file. Right here you can see I'm under the users, I have my name, and then I have pictures. If I move over to the desktop, you'll notice that this spot changes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and find a spot maybe in my pictures and just call it good there. But you don't have a title here, and it actually has a period blend or a dot blend. So I'm going to click over here. I don't necessarily want to erase the whole thing, but I'm going to go ahead and erase untitled, and I'm just going to type in practice. Practice, period blend. Make sure that it says period blend. And then I'm going to click over here as Save Blender File. I have a cursor line right now to type with. I have to click out of that mode, and then I have to click on Save Blender File when it turns into a mouse point. Okay, that file should be saved. Let's go ahead and close this program down. So I'm going to click on the X, and that program is done. I'm going to go over and check in my file to make sure that it's there. So I'm going to left-click Windows button. I'm going to come here to File Explorer. And you can see that I've got several different things that have been going on here already. These are my recent files of the videos I've been making today. I'm going to come over to my picture file, and I'm going to open that up. Now, here's my file from Blender. You see it has the Blender logo on it, and it says practice. So that is the exact file that I saved. Now, interestingly enough, I noticed earlier today with this that this computer, for some reason, didn't save it quite right. It actually had an @ symbol at the end, and I'm going to go ahead and put that @ symbol right there. It's going to go with it was a practice.blend, and then it had an @ symbol at the end, and it was saved like that, but the computer doesn't know what to do with that, and I don't know why it was making that mistake. In fact, my whole little square here was all gray. So if that accidentally happens to you, for some reason, maybe the computer didn't have the permission quite right to save there, just go ahead and slowly click on it until you have an editing, and then you're going to come in here and erase the @ symbol, and you've got practice.blend, and you're good to go. We're going to double click on this, and it should open straight up into Blender, and bang, there's our file that we saved. So make sure that if you do some animating and a few tutorials here, I'll show you how to do some animation, and then if you've made a custom shape or something, you can go ahead and save it to that file. So make sure that you know how to save that file. File, and either you're going to save it again, maybe you make a change to it, but this is how you want it, so you just do your save, or you can go Save As if you want to change the name of it. So we can go over here, and we can see that it's already been in there, so we're going to go ahead and save over that. So save as Blender file. All right, so that's the short tutorial today, but this is, you got to remember how to save that and what to do when you get into some situations if it doesn't work. And see, it kind of changed some things there. Let's go ahead and click on that and get back into editing it, and it already has a dot blend, so I'm just going to go ahead and erase that right there. And now I'm going to come down here and erase that one, and we should be good to go. Yep, change that. And there we go, back into the Blender file logo, so that should be just fine. I'm going to open that right up, and here's our file again. So if something gets a little bit wacky on your saving and it doesn't seem to open up correctly, or if you get back in there, you saved it, and then you go to File and you say Open or Open Recent, and it doesn't show the file that you saved, we can actually get into there and take a look and make sure that it's saved correctly, and we can change some of those things around. One more thing before we end this tutorial, we're going to come down here, and if you do not have a Blender file program start icon on your desktop, let's go ahead and add that real quick. So the easy way to do that, or with any other program, is you come down here to the left side where the Windows button is. I'm going to go to All Apps. I'm going to find my Blender folder, and I've just got to hold this down with my left mouse button. I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to drop it over here. And now I have that there, and it's still in your All Apps file. So we can come back here, and there it is. All it did with the computer was to copy that from this place onto your desktop. And that way you can actually add any app you want or any program you want to the desktop using that method. You can get into All Apps, and any of these can be added in the same way. So if you had a need for a calculator all the time, you could actually grab that and just drop it over there, and instead of going and finding it, there it is. So that's just how to add the Blender Start icon, and then you can actually right-click on these and you can delete them as well. Or you can move it and drop it wherever you'd like it to be, in the middle, off to the side. You want to keep it neat, you want to move these things around, that's fine as well, because you're signing in as your own name and it saves your own settings on the computer when you sign in as your own name. And don't forget, if you go to a different computer, it will forget all of that because you're signing into a different computer. So that's why I want you using the same computer as often as you can. All right, that's the end of this tutorial. You guys